Hey, what's going on, guys? So today's video is going to be about some more investments. I've talked about these investments in the past. I just had purchased more stock in UEC, which is UROY on the NASDAQ. All right, I got their presentation packet here. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute here, but first I want to show you a different investment that I happened to pick up. Just a little bit of a teaser. This will be for a Sever video. But I did get some more gold backs. I know people are interested in those, so we'll talk about that in the future. I just want to show that a little bit here just because you guys know that I do invest heavily, at least I try to invest heavily into physical precious metals, but you have to diversify. I think it's super important for people to realize that as far as investments go. Now, of course, I'm just a guy who likes to invest money on the side. It's always a savings account. It's a plan B for me. I'm not a professional investor. I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not really in any position to give you any kind of investing advice. So let me just say that up front here. I'm just sharing my experiences, which have been very positive. So you guys know that I like to invest into precious metals, physical precious metals. I think it is extremely important to have that somewhere in your portfolio. However, you do and should have a portfolio, meaning you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You have a couple different things, so if one thing's going down, the other thing might be going up. It all settles out, and obviously the goal is to have it all go up in the end. Now, the ultimate goal is to have some diversity. The physical precious metals for me are extremely stable. Gold backs are one of the more expensive ways to get into physical precious metals, but it's more diversity, which I like. So today we're talking about stocks, all right, specifically UROY on the NASDAQ, okay, Uranium Royalty Corporation. Now, I have a video that I've done on this particular company. I'd suggest checking out that video. I'll put that somewhere in the links in the description box here below, as well as a link to their website here. So if you want to see this entire packet, because I don't have the time, nor do you have the patience to listen to me talk about all this different stuff here, but there's a lot to know. And if you're investing your hard-earned dollars, I think it's very important for you to be fully educated on what you're investing in. But I'm going to give you a couple keynotes here and reasons as to why I just bought more UROY. All right, so first thing we do is take a look at where UROY stands right now as of the filming of this video. All right, if you haven't seen this before, here's the 5-day chart. Let me zoom in for you so you get a better shot of this here. All right, here is the 1 month, the 6 month, year to date, and then we'll look at the max here. So I flipped over, I'm looking at my brokerage account here for UROY, and the first time I purchased it at $4.16 a share, and I was more than happy to purchase some more at a cheaper rate. Now, the reason I am purchasing more is because I feel like this has an immense potential to grow. That's the whole point of investing in any kind of stock, is you think it's going to be worth more later, so you buy it now when it's cheap, and then you sell it when it's worth more, and you make money, right? That's the very basics of investing in stocks. So the question is, why am I buying more shares right now? Well, the 12-month analysis shows a price target of $5.70 a share. All right, so this is more than likely going to double. I shouldn't say more than likely. It's projected to double. All right, now world events are constantly, changing what people are thinking are going to happen. Everything that happens in the world affects something else. It's a giant spider web. Every country, everything they do, every action has a reaction, and a lot of people do react, and it causes people to buy a bunch of stocks, right, or sell a bunch of stocks. Sometimes things are pretty neutral and they trade sideways. There's not much going on, so it's just, business as usual. Now, the current event that, in my opinion, and many more people who are more intelligent than I agree on, is that the Russian war is going to specifically affect energy. So here's some statistics you may or may not know. The U.S. is the largest consumer of uranium. All right, we use it for electricity and specifically heating. 20% of U.S. homes get their electric from nuclear power, and half of that, 10% of it, comes from Russia. Okay, so the current events with Russia going to war and everything going on is absolutely going to affect that. So the idea is that we're not going to allow Russia, and when I say we, I mean America as a country, the American government, the people in power, they're not going to want to rely on Russia to supply 30 million Americans with their energy. Okay, so something is going to change there. All right, so I'm just going over a couple key facts here. I dog-eared a couple pages just to, again, this is just like the cliff notes. I really recommend if you're going to be spending your hard-earned money and thinking about investing in UROY, that you go to the link I'm going to provide down in the description box. You click on it, you look at this entire presentation as a whole, you read everything to really fully understand what they're offering and why it's projected to keep going up in value. Now looking on the chart here, okay, you can see this is in emissions. All right, coal is obviously the highest, followed by gas, biomass, then going down to solar PV, geothermal, hydropower, wind, and nuclear. All right, the only low carbon energy source that provides scalable 24/7 baseload power. Now something else to note here, which I think is very important, especially when the powers to be are deciding how we're getting our energy, is safety. All right, nuclear power comes in at less than 0.01. All right, as far as fatalities per year, the highest being coal. All right, coal, oil, natural gas, offshore wind in the UK, offshore wind in Germany, solar PV, and then nuclear. So coming over to page 28 of this presentation, you can also see that nuclear is on top of the chart as far as being the most reliable as well. So you have a power source that is clean energy, it is extremely safe to produce, and it is extremely reliable. This is why I think the future of America as a country is going to focus on nuclear power more and more. But specifically for the future, we're going to want to have control over our own sources of nuclear power, and in this case, uranium. And we certainly don't want to rely on Russia to help power American homes. So there you go. I'm just sharing what I'm doing because people are always asking. I very much believe in Amir Adnani, who is the owner of multiple companies that I talk about on this channel. Even though this is a paid advertisement, I very much believe in these companies. I very much invest my own personal money in these stocks. There's no guarantee if you're going to be buying this stock today after watching this video that you're going to make money. Everything has to do with timing, but there's a good probability that the value of this company is going to go up with time. How much time? Who knows? That's what investing is all about, is trying to gather as much information as possible and purchase things when they're, valued low. And then obviously as the value goes up, you sell it and you make money. You take that money and you put it into more investments, or you pay bills, or buy a house, or whatever you like to do with your money. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And like I said, stay tuned. I will definitely be talking about these gold backs in the future. It's a whole separate discussion. 2022 was a huge year for me for investing. And I'm going to continue into 2023 whenever I can afford to do so. But anyway, that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.